Greetings, everyone. My name is Tony Holowitz, and thank you for being here. I want to talk to you about what I feel is a very underutilized free tool that you get from ACT, and that's called ACT Companion. ACT Companion is for your mobile device. It could be an iPad, an iPhone, or an Android device. It is the way you can see your ACT data directly on one of those devices, and it could be on all of those devices. It doesn't have to be on just one. ACT Companion is connected via an API, and what you need to know is what that API connection is. It's a string, much like a web address. You need to know that. You also need to know the username of your ACT database, the name of your ACT database, and the password. And if you have those four things, you have the ability to set up ACT Companion. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about the expectations. What are the expectations for having your ACT data on a mobile device? Well, first of all, if you're working on an iPhone like I do, the first thing I want you to recognize is what you have to do is shrink down a lot of information to a smaller device. Right now, what you're seeing on my screen is an iPad. This has a little bit more space so you can see a little more stuff, but the expectation is you have to recognize that you're taking what might be a lot of information from a big screen from your office computer and shrinking it down to a small screen. So don't expect it to be exactly like ACT that you're used to working with in your office. So that's the first thing. The other thing, it's free. When you are a subscriber to ACT, this is free. I'm using ACT Premium Cloud, which is the web-based version of ACT. This is my sample database, which you're viewing on the iPad through ACT Companion. I'll show you a couple more things with that as well. So what can you see with this? Well, you can see your contacts for one, so you have their contact information. You can see your calendar, and really I think for a lot of people those are the two big things. Seeing your calendar and contacts is really vital. So as I mentioned before, the reality check, it's not ACT. You have to get used to it. And I'd also say that you want to sort of think of this as a brand new piece of software. In other words, don't go into it thinking, hey, I know how to use ACT. I'm going to know how to use ACT Companion. Because it takes a little practice. But because it's an app on your phone and because it's something you can work on, give it a little bit of time. It might take you an hour. It might take you a day. It might take you a week to get used to it. But it's a great tool that allows you to work with things that are ACT related. It's your ACT data on your mobile device. So let me just show you a couple things if I could. On my screen, on the right-hand side, you see that I have the ACT Companion open. These are all the contacts, and I can scroll up and down if I want to. So I can also click on a contact to see more. So for example, if I click on this contact, you can see there's certain things I can do with that contact. One, I can call the contact. I can email the contact. I can go see more details and mark them as a favorite if I so desire. Now this one has limited information. So to go back to the contacts, I'm going to go to the top right corner and click on back. Let's say we want to search for a contact. Well, I'm going to come up top and I'm going to click on the search area and I'm going to start typing in COLL and I'm going to press return. I'm trying to find the same contact that is on my screen to the left, and I'm going to hit return, and there's Colleen McCarthy. So that's her information. If I want to see more information, I can click on her name and I get more information. Now in this particular case, she doesn't have an email address, so that doesn't really help me send an email. If I want to see a little bit more in details, I can click on that and it takes me into more information. I can see activities, history, notes. If she's in groups, I can see groups and any documents that are attached. So there's a great deal of information I can see there. But let me click back for a moment, and then I'm going to take you over to my screen on my computer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in my email address. Doesn't really matter what email address I use, but I'm going to type in tonyholowitz@gmail.com on my screen. And if you bear with me a second. Okay, so there we go. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to type in my mobile phone, and I'm going to go 781-929-1592. And I'm just going to hit tab to go to the next screen. So normally the way you save information in ACT is just navigate away from Colleen, or I can go in the top right hand corner and click save. So I did that. So now I'm going to come up and on her contact, I'm just going to pull down because I'm refreshing the information. So I clicked on her contact, I pulled down, and I'm going to let go. And now all of a sudden, all the changes I made over on the web version of ACT, the cloud version, are now transferred. So now you can see my email address. If I click on her contact information, now I have the ability to call, email, and more. So if I so desire, I can make changes here and go the other way, but that's just an example of how easy it is to work with contacts. I can see my calendar, everything that I have to do, and I can scroll up and down. I can also see all the contacts. If you are using Act Insight, you can use that. You can see opportunities, and you can do a search. So this is a free tool that I highly recommend. And the reality is, why not use it? It's absolutely free. It's part of your Act subscription. Use it. You might be surprised. The ideal situation for this is as we're coming up in the late winter, approaching spring and into the summer. Isn't it nice to know you could work from the beach or work from a vacation home or wherever you might be during the summertime? Act Companion is a really great tool. You can do a lot of things with it. But by all means, try this. It's free. Get it going. And if you need help getting it set up, reach out to me. My name is Tony Holowitz. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Bye now.